Can you make Passito on a Walmart budget?
We can. I'm Greg.
I'm Julie, and we're the Crafty Miners.
We didn't clink.
Oh, sorry. Clink.
So this series of videos, we have like 10 of them so far. We use all Walmart ingredients and tools to make drinks, alcoholic drinks. This one is going to be making Passito, which is a wine that's made out of raisins. So everything that we're using today does come from Walmart, and we intentionally are not using anything that cannot come from Walmart. So we limit ourselves in a little bit.
Even the pictures, Rubbermaid comes right from Walmart.
Correct. So these aren't always going to be the best drinks because you make them best when you use the right tools. But they're interesting and good, and you don't have to buy a bunch of stuff, make a huge investment in stuff to make it. And dog is trying to eat the batch note that I dropped. This is Nori and Pippin. Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
And she goes, "You don't have any treats." I know you don't have any treats. And this is Nori.
Hi, Nori. Hi. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So one thing that we don't have out, but we probably should have, is you want to make sure that you've washed everything with antibacterial soap. And I'm going to rewash my hands since I just touched the dogs. So everything has been washed using Dawn antibacterial. And that will make it so that the bad bacteria doesn't compete with the good stuff that we're trying to make.
I'm being attacked by corgis.
Oh.
I'm attacked by corgis. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands anyway.
She goes,
"Oh my.
Treats. Gave me a treat in the last video."
Okay. I'll give you a treat since I have to wash my hands anyway. Okay.
She's starting to really like filming day.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you're going to have to do something more than jump up. Hey, get down. Okay, roll over. Roll over. That was not exactly rolling over. Nope, no, roll over. Oh, good girls.
They both do it.
In sync. And not the band.
Boy band.
Okay, now we can wash our hands.
Walmart has several different options for raisins. You can get great value, although this was the biggest size they had when we went to Walmart. And then they also usually have Sun-Maid. So we need a total of 4 pounds of raisins for this project. And you want to put them in the freezer the night before you're going to make it and let them thaw out after they freeze solid. And what that does is it breaks the walls of the fruit down so that the yeast can get to the sugars easier. So these have been frozen and thawed. Other stuff that you're going to want Fleischmann's active dry yeast, and we have wheat germ mixture here. This is going to be a nutrient for our yeast, and I'll put the ingredients and the measurements up on the screen. You can make a batch of this and use it for all of our Walmart budget videos. We need cheesecloth, we need brown sugar, we need a container to ferment in, preferably that has a spout, and you'll see why we want the spout later. This one is I think 2.5 gallon.
Something like that.
Something like that. They have other options. This was one that we like, probably the most of the options that Walmart carries, but just grab one with a spout that's at least a gallon. So we're going to put our raisins into the cheesecloth, and the reason that we want cheesecloth is it's going to make it a whole lot easier later to get the wine away from the raisins. And again, you'll see that. We need a generous amount of cheesecloth, and I guess we need scissors to cut this.
Oh. Okay.
So we'll put all of the raisins inside the cheesecloth, and then we'll tie it. Cheesecloth is actually unfolds and unfolds and unfolds, and then it ends up being huge. And that was what I was after.
It's still not all the way unfolded. There. It's like a fishing net.
Yeah. So now I'm going to put my frozen and defrosted raisins inside the cheesecloth. 4 pounds. So if you're ever curious what 4 pounds of raisins look like, This is what they look like. So we want to kind of make a bag out of this. And if possible, not have any openings for the raisins to get out, because they are escape artists. I just tied the bag into a knot, but you can also use, if you have twine or something that's going to be somewhat food safe, you can use that as well.
Butcher twine would work.
Yeah. It's not on our ingredient list, so you don't need to get it from Walmart. Okay, so now I'm going to add 1 gallon of water to our fermenter. We are, of course, using Walmart water. You can use tap water if you're pretty sure that there's not chlorine in it. So we want this Passito to be around 14% ABV when it's done. And to accomplish that, in addition to the sugar that's in the raisins, and we've already calculated that out, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. This brown sugar is going to be used twice. We're going to use it to sweeten this at the end, and then we're also going to use it now to ferment into alcohol, to add a little bit of ABV to what's already going to come out of the raisins.
And you know what I didn't get?
A tablespoon.
A tablespoon.
We're going to get 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and put it in here. And 2 tablespoons.
Pack it down.
2 tablespoons of our wheat germ yeast nutrient. That again I will put up on the screen again so you can see how to make that. And that's important that the yeast may not survive without that.
2. And just pack it down like you would if you were baking cookies. Packed brown sugar.
And then 2 tablespoons of this. And to keep us from having to get another utensil, I'm going to stir this with our tablespoon.
That's very efficient.
It doesn't look real appetizing right now, but this ends up sinking down to the bottom for the most part by the time it's done. What's not consumed by the yeast. Then we're going to put our bag of raisins in.
Okay, so actually it'd be important to point out, because of the displacement of the water, you want a container bigger than a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this again, I believe is 2.5 gallons, so you wouldn't want to probably go a whole lot smaller than that. So we have one of these that was already open that we're going to use because we're not wasteful. And it is probably about half a packet. You can use about anywhere between half to a full packet would be fine. And just sprinkle it up on top. We do want to make sure that this water is room temperature when you do this. You don't want it to be super cold or super hot.
Yeah, so if you're using water out of your fridge, let it warm up first.
Let it warm up. And then we're going to keep this in a warm environment. Room temperature anywhere from 72 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And whatever that is Celsius, I'll put up on the screen.
Wait, you don't know it off the top of your head?
25. And it's going to take probably around a month for this to do its thing. During that time, it's good to carefully, at least a couple of times, take this bag out and squeeze some of the juice out. The trick there is that the cheesecloth is not terribly strong. And if you rip a hole in it, your raisins, like I said, are escape artists, and they will go on a excursion swimming off on their own, and you'll probably not get them back into the bag. So careful with that. But if you can carefully do it without ripping the bag, that's where a lot of the flavor is going to be inside that bag. So squeezing it gets the flavor out into your wine, and that is going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be at least a month before you see us again, and we'll see how we did. Okay, it's been a little over a month, and ours has completely quit bubbling. It actually has been done for a couple of weeks, I believe, but it's good to give it a full month, even if you're fairly sure it's done. But I removed the bag a couple of weeks ago, a bag of raisins, because it kind of looked like it needed to be removed. And if you've done this, you'll know what I mean when you see it. But there are some raisins that escaped. There's a raisin right there that's floating. And they don't look like raisins, they look like grapes because they get rehydrated. So this has been in the fridge. It's nice and cold right now. and that also helps clear it a little bit. But we're going to use this pitcher and the spout and pour this out of this container so that we can get it off with, this is called lease, the stuff that's at the bottom. So we want to leave that behind. So we're going to pour the juice off into this, and then we will wash this container out so that we get rid of that lease. Okay, so you can see that the raisins and the lease are still in the container. I tipped it at the end to get as much of the liquid out as I could, but that's what's left in there. If you can see it, maybe you can't, maybe you can. It's kind of nasty, so that's what we wanted to get away from. So now we can wash this out and reuse this to actually dispense our wine if we want. And this is nice and clear, and it doesn't have any raisins in it.
Yay!
Every one of these batches comes out a little bit different. So we're going to put 3 tablespoons to start with, and then taste this to see if we like the sweetness level. You can obviously put more or less in, but you do probably want to put some of this in. You can taste it beforehand and see what it tastes like without the sugar.
Yeah. You might like it that way, who knows?
And this is, like I said, we kept ours in the fridge, so it's chilled, and that makes it more pleasant too to taste.
However, it's going to make the brown sugar harder to stir up.
That is definitely true. That was a little more than a tablespoon, but
Who's counting?
I'm not as good as she is at dispensing that. And then we'll stir it up real good. I think I could stir for 2 days and possibly still not have all of the brown sugar dissolved, but
It'll dissolve itself as it sits for a little while too. So
we're drinking plum wine, so I guarantee this is going to taste different than it does, but take a little taste. That might have been a little much. Hopefully it's good. And it is important to squeeze your bag of raisins a couple of times to get the most flavor out of it.
interesting. Yeah.
Wow, that's potent.
Yeah, I think it's not as sweet as it was last time when we did it, so maybe we should put some more brown sugar in. I don't know. It depends on how sweet you like it, but I think it could use more.
I agree.
Of course, there is some of that brown sugar down here still.
That is every bit of 14% ABV, for sure. That's potent. Yeah, ours, again, didn't mix up terribly well. So how much more?
I don't know.
Another 3 tablespoons?
Well,
Do you want it sweet?
I don't know. Raisins are sweet, so
So we're going for 6.
here we go. Let's just do it. Living on the edge.
Now, if this warms up, we just fed that yeast a bunch of sugar, and if this gets to room temperature again, that yeast is probably going to start fermenting again, which will take any of the sweetness back out of it, add more ABV, which isn't probably going to be desirable when it's already 14, and it'll strip some of the flavor that we worked hard to get. So all of that to say, don't let it warm up. If you were really making wine using non-Walmart stuff, you would put something called potassium sorbate in it, which would keep that fermentation from happening. But because Walmart does not carry it in stores,
We can't do that.
and this is a Walmart video, yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, I see chunks of...
Yeah. So it'll probably get a little sweeter as it sits in the fridge, but
It's a rock.
swishing it. That was a really big chunk.
Yeah. You didn't see me do that.
Nope.
And we're not looking for sweet, I don't think. Just a little bit sweeter than it is.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Of course, if you wanted it to be more on the dessert wine side, you'd want to put a lot more sugar.
A lot
in
more
it.
sugar.
Yeah.
This is the amount of sugar that I prefer. It's not terribly dry and it's not sweet. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can taste the raisin.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how you make raisin wine from Walmart ingredients. We have a lot of Walmart videos, Walmart budget videos.
Yeah, check them out.
Everything from mead to red wine to white wine to champagne.
The seltzer.
Seltzers. So check those out. And we have videos showing you how to make wine using real tools and real winemaking materials. So if you're interested in the hobby, then we're hopefully a pretty good source for you.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you try it, and if you do, leave us comments on how it turned out and how you liked it, and if you did anything different, we like to hear that too. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you very much for your support. We appreciate you guys. Until next time, cheers!